Hello everyone, how's it going? This is Dr. Bagley. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and continue on. I got a little time on my hands, so I want to get into the Code of the Samurai. So the last video I did, it was all about the culture because, samurais is a Japan position. And so we're going to go ahead and get right into the book today. In the first chapter, the very first thing that they actually come out with, and I'll read it to you, is the one who is supposed to be a warrior consider his foremost concern to keep death in mind at all time, every day and every night, from the morning of the New Year's Day through the night of the New Year's Eve. All right, so here's the thing. It is something very important to keep in mind that we're all going to die. And the idea is that we don't know when we're going to die because death is just death, right? It can be accidental. It can be of old age. So with that in mind, no matter what you do, it doesn't matter what your profession is. It doesn't matter what the relationship you're in. It doesn't matter what you do. The idea of the Code of the Samurai with death on your mind all times is to understand the importance of being an expert today, of understanding not to wait until tomorrow to do something that you have to do today because there might not be a tomorrow. And that expertise of a thought of doing it today keeps the person in mind of making sure we get it done today so there is no tomorrow. And that is what happens in a lot of people when they have business and things of that nature. Hey, Kelly, how's it going? Now, I want to just elaborate on that a little bit more, a little broader in context. When I was in special ops, one of the things that we had to realize, those who decided to go through the process of selection and so on, we had to realize that we're training not just to survive the encounters of what we do, but we're training so we can survive to die. And that's kind of counterintuitive. We're trying to survive, but we're surviving to die. And that is something all warriors realize, if you're at that level, of course. But it also is the point of view of business. Why are we starting a business if you're just going to not give it your all because there might not be a tomorrow because of competition and so on, other things? Why are you waiting to go out and achieve something, go out and do something, go out and become something when you think there might be a tomorrow? And even if there is a tomorrow, there really isn't a tomorrow if you consider everyone else wants what you want too. So to live is to understand that you're going to die. So therefore, if you know you're going to die, do all that you can do today. So when you do die, there won't be no regret. Think about all of the funerals you've gone to and all of the people that were crying at the funeral because the person who died. How many opportunities did they pass up while they were living before the death that they could have said, I'm sorry, or could have said, I love you, or could have said something, or could have been something, could have gone to the school and became something, could have started a business, could have wrote a book, could have had a decent relationship and forgave someone, and so on and so forth. To have the understanding of death is to really not say, but to live of the moment to the highest, because at the moment is all you have if you know that you're going to die. So the Code of the Samurai, the very first thing that the warrior realizes In all that we do, we live, we train, we conquer, we do whatever we do it because we know that one day we're going to die. And so for me, that's everything that I do. Hey Ray, what's going on? That's everything that I do. I wake up and I realize, what can I do today, and do it to the best of my ability. Who can I talk to today? What can I achieve today? What can I learn today? Because there is no tomorrow, and as a warrior. Okay? So the first thing that you'll realize in the book, the Code of the Samurai, I know it's backwards. The first thing is realizing that the mentality of the warrior in what we do is understanding that death is always on our mind. So to live is to live to the highest ability, but then to die is a thing to come, because that's what warriors realize: we're going to die. The second thing that we talk about in the book is education. So let me read that right quick. The warrior stands in a position above the others three castes and are supposed to be professional, administrator, or administrative, and they need to study and gain an extensive understanding of the principle of things. Okay. So as a warrior, when it comes to education, you have to master the very thing that you're trying to become. Now, when it comes to the samurai, they're all about the education because they are leaders, if you will, within the government side of it. They are the soldiers for the government. But if you're in business, or if you're doing a job and you have a job, or you want a job, or you want something, it doesn't matter what it is. The code of the samurai when it comes to education is that you have to be a master in whatever you do. And that is, in today's time, not everyone does that. Not everyone really wants that part. They want it right here, right now. They don't want to take time to learn it, and take time to learn it from a starting point to a mastery point. Because it takes time to want to be a counselor and go all the way to a PhD. It takes time to want to understand the spiritual world and take it and become the highest that I can with another PhD. And to be a warrior is taking time to go through basic all the way into becoming the highest I can be in the military, and books and everything that I've done. In everything that I've done, it takes time to become a master. So education, when it comes to the code of the samurai, is educate yourself to become the master in whatever it is that you do. And it's from business, master the business, master your product, master your service. When it comes to, it's unlimited. Whatever it comes to, whatever, you have to master it and use education for the point of view of mastery. And do not come up with excuses, because again, to be a warrior, to be a samurai, is to be the top, to be the best of the best. I know that's lame, but that's what it is. You have to master what it is you do. So if it's a job, if it's a business, if it's a product, if it's a service, if it's education, if it's a relationship, if it's whatever it is, master it. Find the education, receive the education, learn from others, and master it until the point that you can take that and compete against that in the community. So we'll just stop with those two. So today's lesson is understanding death has to be on your mind all of the time, because you don't want to not do what you need to do, and because we're all going to die. And then two, educate yourself to the point that you become a master in whatever you do. And then if you do that, then you'll be able to compete at a higher position than you would if you just did it for doing it. All right. So the code of the samurai is education. We're going to go into family and duties and principles and combat and monk, right and wrongs, and all that other stuff. All right, we'll get into that next part later on. So, Code of the Samurai. It's a good book. It's something that we can take and understand the nature of how to become better in our own world, to be a master in whatever we do. Even though we're not a samurai, we still can be masters in whatever we do in our own lives. And so the Code of the Samurai has some good things in it. And so death, keep that on your mind. Education, take the time to learn and to become a master, whatever it is you do. And we'll continue on from there. All right, guys. Until next time. Hey, how you doing? All right, I'll talk to you guys later. All right, bye-bye.